Howard Hawks is one of the great American directors of all time, and in our latest Deadly Dozen video on the channel, I'm going to get into 12 films that I think everyone should watch of his. Starting off, I'm going to go with The Criminal Code, starring Walter Houston as this DA who is obviously responsible for putting away a bunch of criminals down the years, but yeah. The title itself is kind of a double meaning, so it's obviously about the criminal code that we all live by. There's a set of laws and rules that we agreed to live by, so if you break those rules, you go to jail. But it's also about kind of the unwritten rules that kind of the criminals inside, that the kind of convicts that are in prison actually live by, which is essentially you don't rat on other inmates. And very much recommend this. Kind of an really brilliant effort from Howard Hawks. Next up, I'm going to go with Scarface. So this is the original Scarface, obviously, not the Al Pacino remake, the Brian De Palma remake. So this is starring Paul Mooney as this young kind of cocky gangster, upstart gangster who obviously rises to prominence very, very quickly, and obviously gets a notorious reputation for himself. Next up, 20th Century, starring John Barrymore and Carl Lombard. He's one of the great kind of early examples of how adept Howard Hawks was at screwball comedies. So it stars a theatre director who takes this woman under his wing and essentially makes a star out of her. She becomes this very, very world famous actress, and then it's all about how they do actually get married and then they get divorced, and it's all about his very, very weird and misplaced and nonsense efforts to kind of win her back. Bringing Up Baby, starring Cary Grant and Katharine Hepburn, very much one of the great kind of screwball comedies of all time. But yeah, it's got Howard Hawks and his brilliance at directing screwball comedy, and just that the very, very quick, sharp, kind of fast-paced dialogue. He very much is a master of delivering of how to capture that. Next up, also starring Cary Grant, Only Angels Have Wings, brilliant drama that delves in and digs deep into like grief and kind of the deeper depths of the human soul and of sorrow and loss, and it's really, really impactful and really, really memorable from that point of view. It deals with that really in a fantastic way. Next up, His Girl Friday, again screwball comedy. Cary Grant is this newspaper man who wants to win his ex-partner's ex-wife back, but he doesn't really know how, so what he does is he puts her to work, and again the dialogue in this just a mile a minute. It's just so fast paced, you have no idea. Really worth going out of every way to watch just for that reason alone, but it's also so hilarious. They have remade a bunch of these a few times. There's a version from the 1930s called The Front Page. There's a Billy Wilder version from the 70s of the same name, but this is definitely the best version of it. It's so funny. Next up, I'm going to go with Monkey Business. Again, I'm sorry, but it also is starring Cary Grant. It's also starring Ginger Rogers. It's also starring Charles Coburn and obviously Marilyn Monroe as well, in an early role for her. So this features Ginger Rogers and Cary Grant, who take this kind of potion. They are scientists. They take this potion which for some reason starts making them act like they're children. So again, very, very funny premise alone, and the delivery, the comedic kind of performances from the two of them are just so hilarious. Again, screwball comedy. He's the master of that, Howard Hawks, and it's a genre that I'm quite partial to. So for that reason alone, I want to put it on this list, but it's also very funny. So definitely think if you're a fan of screwball comedies, go out of your way to watch it because it's very, very funny. And again, I'm sorry, but sticking with the screwball comedy kind of genre, Ball of Fire is one of my all-time favorites in that genre. It's starring Gary Cooper and it's starring the great Barbara Stanwyck. So he's this scholar, scholar along with a bunch of other scholars. It's got a script by Billy Wilder, and anyone who knows his screwball comedies, they are so funny, so fast-paced, so quick-witted. So yeah, it's very much worth going every way to watch if you're a fan of the screwball comedy genre, which I, like I said, very much am. Next up, to Have and Have Not. This is co-starring Humphrey Bogart and his real-life partner Lauren Bacall. So it's very much kind of styled in the mold of Casablanca. He's a boat captain who, he gets involved. He's being asked to kind of get involved in the Second World War and kind of illegally bring stuff over the border, so essentially kind of be on the side of the good guys. But it's also got this brilliant romantic chemistry between Bacall and Bogart. Obviously they got together in real life, so very much happened off screen as well, but on screen their chemistry is just so sizzling, so memorable. And yeah, for that reason alone, along with the fact that it's a really is watchable, entertaining film, just maybe not obviously not as good as Casablanca, but again, I have a poster of it. Not many films are, but it is very entertaining and very kind of watchable in its own right. So would recommend that for sure. And again, Bogart and Bacall's The Big Sleep. So this is Bogart's playing obviously Philip Marlowe, one of the noir kind of staples, one of the great kind of noir characters. Philip Marlowe, he's this private detective, and he goes on this odyssey to kind of solve this case, obviously this crime. Very, very meandering kind of film, which I actually quite like. I kind of like those where it's kind of keeps you second guessing yourself all the time, but it's very much a staple of the film noir genre, one of the great film noirs of all time. And Howard Hawks' direction is brilliant. It's on point throughout, because you're unsure of what's going on when you're supposed to be unsure, but you also know exactly what's going on when you're supposed to know what's going on. So from that point of view, his direction is on point, and it's got, like I said, a great performance from Bowie at the centre of the film. And the penultimate film, again, a screwball comedy, so I'm sorry about that, but it's Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. So again, if you're a Marilyn Monroe fan, you've probably seen this brilliant lead performance from her and also from her co-star. Very much worth going out of your way to watch, because it's a super funny film from Howard Hawks. Finally, he's also known for his work in the Western genre, so I have to mention one of those. I have to be completely honest, the Western's not necessarily a genre I'm partial to myself. I do watch them, I do like some of them, but it's not something I necessarily seek out. So instead of Red River, I know Red River is for a lot of people one of his best films. I enjoyed it too, but I'm actually going to go for it. I'm going to stick with El Dorado, which is from the 60s. So it's one of his kind of later films, and it's starring John Wayne and Robert Mitchum, and it's also got James Caan in there as a cowboy named Mississippi, very funny. But it's also, so Robert Mitchum plays this alcoholic guy, and he plays kind of drunk acting brilliantly. It's very, very realistic. He doesn't overplay it, he doesn't oversell it, but he just has this kind of self-hatred running all through his body. And then John Wayne plays this obviously cowboy, as he is kind of known for, and it's one of my favourite John Wayne performances actually that I've seen, and him and Robert Mitchum have just got this kind of great on-screen chemistry together. They've got this great friendship and partnership. And that's 12 Howard Hawks films that I think everyone should watch. Obviously one of the great American directors, like I said at the outset. And so yeah, if you think I've missed out anything, or if you think I should have said something and I haven't, please put it in the comments. But thanks for watching, everyone.